Well, here's all the stuff laid out. As you can see, using my fancy Dan camera, I have totally split the crankcases, and we got the crankshaft out. That was the bearing seal that was just about to fall on the ground, which covers there. That's one side. This is the other side, which is now all nice and clean. I don't know if you can see that. I'm shooting it with my fancy Dan new camera, by the way. And in the background is Bruce Springsteen, but it's the neighbour playing music, so it's not my fault. Well, that's a lie. It's us playing it, but I'm lying. So that's the other half of the crankcase. That is the little piston, all nicely cleaned. And that is the crankshaft, all nicely cleaned. And that came out of here. This is the generator, or the weight for the generator, which is freaking massive. And that is my new spark plug wire and spark plug cap, a new spark plug off a lawnmower. That's not the spark plug. This is the plate itself, which drives the electrics. You can see here where my thumb is. That's the points. And once this, once the engine goes around, these points open at a certain point. No joke intended. And at that time, we'll be able to tell when we spin this around in the engine, once I put it all back together again, that if there's a spark at the right point, then it means that the spark. And then we put together this whole thing, and then we're ready to go. There's one more cable that goes through here, and that's this cable to connect up to the condenser. And then there's the spark plug wire that also comes through this hole here next to my thumb, which then connects up to the spark plug and the head. That's the little plate that goes on the bottom, and that's one of the bolts, and there's the other one, which I have of course conveniently lying around. So that is all done. Now, because a gasket set was not available for this, although I'm looking at one in England, I did buy this gasket material, which is sort of made out of pressed cardboard, which I will then take a piece of paper, put this around here, and then pop out the holes with said hole punch, hole punch, hole punch, and then we will make a gasket which will fit on here, cut out with a beautiful little knife. And then we've got that one all set up. This bearing is in beautiful shape. I know Jeff's watching, he's probably going, how do you know, mate, you need to take it out, but it's nice and smooth, it's not jarring at all. And on this side, the other bearing is also nice and smooth, and not a bit of play in it at all, apart from that. Oh, that's the spacer. Beautiful. So that little spacer goes in there. There's a little grease nipple and a return hole here, which means that when you pump grease into these bearings, it comes out of that hole. I will try to do some fancy camera work. Oh, look at that, panning in, panning out. There's some ultra blue gasket if I can't seem to get this cut properly, or I'll bugger it up. The job, I think, is probably a 12 fuck job. Putting a tyre on is a 2 fuck job, as I nipped the tube once. Putting this together is probably going to be a 12 fuck job. But I'm really looking forward to it. As you can see, the sun is out here in beautiful Mission, and you know, we did some gardening, got some stuff lifted up. Here is Teddy. Say hello, Teddy. There he is. There's my boy. Who's my boy? Who is my big handsome boy? Who is the biggest handsome boy in the whole wide world? That is you. That is you. It is. You're such a good looking boy. And if we go backwards and I don't fall down the steps, you'll get to see Mum, the cat, who's going to run away. Hopefully forever, but not really. And then I want to show you a few things. Here is Betty. This is Teddy's daughter. Yes, oh, don't. No, don't. I'm trying to get you in focus. Well, there's Betty. She's as happy as a brush. As we come across here, and I'm not going to show you the inside of the shed because Jeff will be very, very angry if we do that. But this is Teddy's attempt to dig for china. As you can see, he's been digging a hole right here. It's now about 3 feet deep. Betty sits in the plant pot here. There used to be 2 plants in there, but Betty's chosen to sit in here, and Teddy lies down here and puts his head over there and barks at absolutely everything that comes across. Right? Hey, you two. This is how they spend most of their day. This is Betty, just biting Teddy's face. It's her gig. She wakes up in the morning and says, "What shall I do? I'll bite me dad's face." And Teddy just, "Will you stop jumping up at me?" No, she won't. And that's Teddy, who's looking all sad. That's the hole that they've dug. That's the shed. What a guzzy. Hispania, he says, with a Spanish lips. So, as you can see, it's a beautiful, beautiful day. We're coming on strong with the BSA Dandy. The tyres are here, and I've ordered a couple of tubes. This is a table that Clarinda's going to paint in red, I believe. Spray it in red, and it's going to look beautiful. And here she is. There's Clarinda with our other table. It's a side table for the side of something. Oh, and there's Pearl, just to prove that she's alive. Hello, Pearl. Yeah, she has breath that would burn Hades down. So as you can see, it's getting fairly exciting now. One side of the engine off, piston, other side of the barrel. Piston goes in there. And I'll just finish off with a joke as you look at all of this. No, I won't.
Stop while you're ahead.
What? Stop while I'm ahead. No. There's an Eskimo or an Inuit driving across the Arctic on his skidoo, and the skidoo breaks. An engine seal went. No, I cannot tell you that joke. It's too dirty. Anyway, there's the crankshaft. Very light little thing. There's a beautiful little piston. Comes with a number on here. If I could put it in focus. I don't know how I'm going to do that. I'll try my best artistic way to put that into focus. Here we go. There's a couple of numbers on there. Basically it says CBO, which means that it's a standard piston. And the reason why it's a standard piston, and the reason why I'm worried, is because pistons always have rings. But piston rings are not meant to look like this. When I took the piston rings out, they were stuck in place, they were glued into place, they weren't swelling, and therefore they weren't keeping a seal in the barrel. As you can see here, there's two of them, and they were tight in place, so they weren't opening to keep a seal in the barrel as they go up and down, which is why the piston, I think, was dirty and the barrel was dirty. It was being bypassing oil. Luckily, stop it. It's really exciting for some people. Luckily, a kit that I got has two piston rings, but now I'm going to have to ask Jeff, my mate, how to put piston rings in properly so I don't break them. But it came with two piston rings, so I'm really happy. Anyway, that is the most recent. I think it's number 7, where we've got the engine apart. All the dogs are alive. The cat's alive so far. Teddy's digging his way to China, and thank you very much. It's been lovely yapping away. Oh, look, it's put Clarinda. Will you stop with that noise, please? You stop with that noise, and you too. Look at the pair of you idiots.